morning, Acton. Welcome to the Job with John program. It's December 18th, and hopefully you're listening on WAEM 94.9 FM or watching on YouTube. We have another very exciting program for you this morning. I'm joined by Heather York, from Director of Nursing, Sharon Mercurio, the Council on Aging Director, John Raguin, a local business owner, and Judy Romatelli, another local business owner. And we're going to have a nice conversation today with all the guests. And before we do that, I just want to mention that I've really enjoyed the last 9 months, even though we're doing this because we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's been really fun for me as a town manager to have a way to connect with all of you on a weekly basis. And this is our last program of the year, but we'll continue to do it again in 2021. And I want to thank you all for all your questions and comments over the last several months to help us provide information and be responsive to your needs and questions. If you're following the Board of Selectmen meetings, there are 3 this month. Another one will be Monday, and we've covered a lot of ground at those meetings. I encourage you to check out this one coming up. Last week, actually, or I guess it was this week, we wanted to be supportive to our small business restaurant owners, and every year we renew their liquor licenses, and it's about $5,000 for an all alcohol or $2,000 for beer and wine. And the Board of Selectmen, for the second time in the last year, voted to approve reducing their liquor license fees by 25%, which is a huge savings and benefit to these restaurants who, as you all know, since their business has been closed a lot, they can't sell like they used to. And we've also extended the timeline for them to pay those fees. So a great measure that the board took this week to help our businesses. And we're going to be learning some more about some other things going on in the business community later on in the program. But like we do every week, I'd like to start with Heather York and tell us what's happening from the public health standpoint. Good morning, Heather.
Morning, John. Good morning, everyone. So in public health today, we are at a total cumulative cases in Acton of 447 as of last evening. 67 folks are in isolation currently, with quite a few on quarantine as being contact cases. So in Acton, we're seeing mainly household transmission, whether it's within your own household with someone who has tested positive, or visits and dinners, parties at someone else's home, and then bringing it to an Acton household. So that's definitely still a trend that we're seeing. And I know the state has mentioned this quite a few times, that is what they're seeing also. The state guidance for the holidays is continuing with making sure that you're only celebrating with people within your own household, and that household transmission is part of that reason to help keep the numbers down. I know it's not an easy thing to do. It's the holidays and people really want to see their family, but to be safe, it is a good idea to just celebrate within your own immediate family in your household. The other trend that we're seeing symptom-wise is a little bit different than what we saw in the spring. Most especially, a lot of people are reporting just some mild cold symptoms at the beginning of their symptomatic period. They're not getting a lot worse. It's not really changing. They're talking about nasal congestion, some runny noses, not necessarily a cough. Not necessarily a fever that goes along with that, but the other symptom that people are really struggling with, I think, is fatigue, extreme fatigue, more than, if you were very busy at work and very busy for the holiday season, doing your errands and shopping and things like that, just a fatigue that they can't do their activities of daily living without becoming completely exhausted. So that is definitely something that we're seeing. A couple new things that are new. So just be cognizant if you are having those milder symptoms, it's a good idea to reach out to your doctor and possibly get tested, because there are quite a few cases with some mild symptoms. Of course, there's the whole gamut of the symptoms for COVID and people with much more serious illnesses. But this has been a trend that I've been seeing in the last about month and a half or so. So just to put that out there. Again, so for the holiday season, check out the CDC website and the Mass Department of Public Health website. There's suggestions for celebrating safely, whether you're doing a virtual dinner, something outside. I know the weather yesterday wasn't a great time to have something outside, but hopefully it will be a little bit warmer on Christmas Day or the following days for Hanukkah. So I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Heather, and thank you everything you've been doing every day and every night to help this community get through this very difficult time. Our next speaker will be Sharon Mercurio. Sharon is, among other things, the Council on Aging Director here for us in Acton. Sharon, what's cooking at the Senior Center?
Hi, thanks, John. Good morning, everybody. So this week, what we have coming up is our Tuesday morning tips with Terry. Terry Zaborowski, our fitness instructor, does a Zoom program and will answer your questions. And she gives different tips about health and nutrition and exercise. So join her Tuesdays at 10. We also are having our drive-through holiday lunch on Tuesday at noon. Robbinsbrook will be providing pot roast. So people have signed up and they'll drive through safely and we'll put the meal in your car for you. We also have Laugh Your Help, anything that helps this time of year, getting us through the stress of not only the holidays, the winter, the pandemic, nothing better than laughing. So Thursdays at 11, and we have all these links on our website at ActonCOA.com. So you can link directly there. And we also have a playlist, so you can find them from YouTube. Another program that we have that we're showing on ActonTV is Dancing Through the Decades. So it's ballroom dancing through the years, and it's interactive. So they'll teach you some of the steps. He has you use a chair for balance, and your chair is your partner because they're hard to come by these days when you're isolating. So use your chair as your partner, something festive for the holidays. Wanted to thank ActonTV. So many of our programs are duplicated on ActonTV. So if you don't have access to the internet or you're not comfortable with technology, turn on ActonTV. And it's a great resource. We have our exercise programs, our lectures, different classes that are all being shown on ActonTV. And with saying that, Patrick Snow, who's been fabulous, such a huge help with us through the years, is moving on. So wanted to wish him well with his endeavors. And also wanted to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday. Thanks.
Thank you, Sharon. I look forward to working with you on this program in 2021. Our next guest is Judy Romatelli. She owns Periwinkle Glassworks in West Acton and is a big part of the West Acton and Village Merchants Association. Judy, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. So, yes, I have been, Periwinkle has been in the village for about 7 years. It was 7 years in October. And I am currently the co-president of the West Acton Merchants Association. The last year has been challenging for both the store and the Merchants Association because the businesses have all been either closed or have, substantially cut back their services. So we haven't been able to do a lot. We haven't been able to do a lot in the community for like the Oktoberfest or the holiday stroll. Any of that has been postponed for this year. So hoping that's going to be bigger and better for next year. But for Periwinkle, for my business, we have been impacted quite a bit, as have most of the other small businesses in Acton. We have done our best to try to adapt to the situation. We were closed down for about 4 months. And when we did open again, we could not hold our kids' camps or our large group classes. We still do some small class, small gatherings with just 2 or 3 people. We're doing social distancing. We're cleaning. We're going through a lot of sandy wipes, cleaning, the bathroom and the doorknobs and anything anybody might touch in the store, we clean. We have, in anticipation of the holiday season, we have a great group of workers in the store. It's a great team. We've put all of our inventory online. So if people go to periwinkleglassworks.com, most of what we have in the store, or a good selection of it anyway, is on the website. We're doing free gift wrapping and local delivery, curbside pickup. And we actually have noticed in the last week or so, we've gotten a lot of out-of-state orders, which is great. So that's been very helpful to us as a small business to be able to add this service where we can, ship our merchandise. So we're still supporting our local artists and hopefully, maintaining to keep the business open in 2021. So.
Judy, that's very interesting. So are you saying that you didn't really have an online merchant system before, and now that you started?
We did not. We had a website just to kind of advertise the business itself, advertise our classes, but people still had to either come into the store or call into the store if they wanted to sign up for a class. The first thing that we did when the state shut everything down was we kind of did a scramble and started making art kits. Some art kits we sold online and did curbside pickup, or we delivered throughout the town. And that was actually pretty successful in the beginning. And then one of the artists had the idea to have all of the artists in the store. We have about 100 local artists, and everybody contributed their extra art supplies. And we put together a ton of kits and donated them to the food pantry so they could be distributed to the families in town. So we were able to do that, and that kind of sparked the idea of putting our whole store online, because we still wanted to support the store, but we also wanted to support our local artists and still get their work out there and have people still be able to obtain it, especially with the holidays coming up. So it's been, our sales are definitely down. We're down about 50% from what we were last year, but the online sales are increasing. We've had a good number of people come into the store and shop. We've had a lot of local support, which we are truly grateful for.
That's really great to hear. And I know that folks like John and other people, who we're going to talk to next, are trying to promote shopping locally.
Yes, absolutely.
It's really interesting to hear how you've pivoted your business model to try to survive.
Yeah, we've had to kind of turn on a dime to do it. We look at the website and there's a lot of things that we would change, given, the time, but, on such a quick notice to, load hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items onto the website, it's a daunting task. And the girls have done a great job doing it. So I think we're doing okay.
Well, nice work. It's really interesting here. And thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Our next guest is another small business, local business owner, John Raguin, who owns Hit the Net Sports on Great Road. John, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, John. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about Hit the Net Sports. As John said, we're on Route 2A. We're a specialty sporting goods store, so we only do really 3 sports. We do ice hockey, lacrosse, and field hockey. So those are the 3 sports we do. They tend to be in different seasons. That's the complementary part of those 3 sports. And we provide the gear. We don't do training or anything. We provide the gear for those sports, as well as the services for those sports. So sharpening people's skates. We string and fix lacrosse sticks. We re-grip and also cut field hockey sticks to the right sizes. And big thing in the COVID period now is we sell a lot of things for the backyard, rebounders that kids can play on, those backyard ice hockey rinks you see around. We provide those. So we do a lot of things around the area, including making gear like sweatshirts and shirts and for the teams at Acton, Boxborough, Concord, Carlisle, Littleton, and other towns. And we've been around a full 5 years. Same as Judy, we did have some things on our website prior to COVID. But since COVID, we put everything on our website. So we used to have some things. We spent a huge exercise like Judy did to try to take pictures of everything and put it on your website. Surprisingly, it's much tougher than most people think. I can say from having done it now, it's challenging. It's not just, you just throw it up there. Because people want to know size charts and they want to know, have different angles of what it looks like. And so it's not as easy as it sounds. COVID has been very tough for us, just like many of the local businesses in town and even larger businesses and local businesses. We had to shut down from March to May, so not quite as long as Judy. But even since then, we had some very tough months in the summer with uncertainty about what fall sports would be like. Most of the summer, we were down about 79% from the previous year. And even now, because of, again, uncertainty in sports these days, we're down 37% just for this holiday period. So we continue, to really take it on the chin, unfortunately. I did help lead the Support Your Community, Shop Local, Eat Local, which you see in signs around town. And the importance is highlighting issues of buying from local businesses. And one of the things we want to highlight is that, local businesses it's not just they sell you items that you can buy online. We actually provide many things to the town. Hit the Net, for example, over the last 5 years we have business, have given over $40,000 to various causes at the high school, different teams, different schools. So we contribute back to the town. And we've I counted up, we have over 30 high school employees who've gotten their first jobs at the store. So it gets them to start on a resume, gets them to start doing things. And many other stores in town have the same story. So, someone brought up Amazon is not your neighbor, and that's for certain. They have no interest in helping any of the businesses, and nor do they ever, despite their advertising, which they act like on the TV. I will highlight a couple of things. All of the businesses in town, just like Judy said, have been very careful about COVID and cleaning, and we take it seriously like Judy does, social distancing and everything. The incredible thing, the state of Massachusetts did come up with numbers just recently, and from all retail, including grocery stores, liquor, every kind of retail business there is, it was less than 0.3% of cases came from shopping. And sports is even much, much, much lower than that. So, obviously we do a lot to contain that risk, but, as people, the medical professional said earlier, it's really congregating in your house and whatever that causes spread, not necessarily shopping at the grocery store or stores when you have masks on and you're socially distanced and everything else, and you're there for a short amount of time. We do all delivery, local delivery, as well as we'll do curbside pickup. We'll take things over the phone. We'll do it online. So we have lots of ways to do it. And we thank anyone for any support they can give. We do sell gift cards for your kids or whatever else. So for anyone who's watching. So thanks again for your support.
Thank you, John, and thanks for sharing this information about your business and how you've been impacted this year. I know I've seen some of the work you've done, and I think those signs, I think they make a difference. I think people drive by businesses every day, and having that reminding them, hey, come in here and shop here, and the whole point about Amazon not being part of our community, I think it's worth repeating. I read something online the other day about how groups like businesses like yours, when our kids have a fundraiser or our kids have something that our families need help with, donating a basket to a raffle, they don't knock on Jeff Bezos's door and he doesn't provide gift certificates to his shop. They knock on your doors, and you're both, your businesses and other businesses in town are the ones who are helping out with our families and every day. So hopefully people recognize that and return the favor, especially now when businesses like yours are seeing such trouble from the pandemic. So it was great to have you here this morning and have a great conversation with you. And I wish you the best in this holiday season. Hopefully your sales pick up in the next few weeks and you hit your marks. I'll do my best. My kid's a hockey player. I'll come by and get his skates sharpened again.
Thank you.
Well, thanks again. And
Thank you.
nice to see you, and best of the season to all of you.
Thanks to you as well. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Bye.